All right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honor to the elder apostles and elder bishops, great millstone, aka GMS. Shalom to the whole faith lit, beginning with the 144,000. Shalom. So I haven't quite yet came up with a lesson for this, with a title for this lesson, Salaki. But it just be going out this article that was published just a couple of days ago on the 18th, right? And it reads, swarm of UFOs seen hovering over power station in Wyoming for more than a year, right? And UFO just mean unidentified flying objects, right? Which should mean IFOs, mean identified flying objects. Because when you read throughout the whole Bible, these so-called UFOs are spoken upon or spoken about, throughout the whole entire Bible, right? And they have many names, right? You have chariots, clouds, whirlwinds, white horses, what was that? A flying roll, flying saucer, right? Maybe many more. They're just the ones I can think of off the top of my head, right? Well, these are the chariots of Israel, right? The vehicles of the Heavenly Father, right? And they driven by the angels, and we know that the angels are the Lord's eyes, right? And these. And quick story, right? And about the same picture that y'all see, right here, even though it's an image created by its AI, right? But it was one night I'm out riding. This is probably nothing less than 3 years ago, probably a little over 3 years to 4 years ago, right? By this time I'm in the truth, but at this time I'm following out the WFI, because I've been following out the GMS for a little over 2 years now. I've been following the GMS, I think, since like either right before April or if not April 1st of 2025. So I say 2023. I know it's been more than 2 years since I've been following out the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, right? But these exact lights, I ain't gonna say where the city or town that I stay in there, but I stay in South Carolina, and mind you, I'm out, it's like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, right? And I see these exact lights, but they flying across the sky and disappearing. So me, not knowing, me just coming in the truth. And at this time, I'm still, basically 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I was still smoking at the time, right? Doing little, wicked shit at the time, right? And the Lord showed me these, these chariots, but I'm thinking they're shooting stars, right? Cause I see one, and then I see like 2, 3 of them, and then they just flying across the sky. Look exactly like this. They just flying across the sky. I'm like, damn, why is there so many shooting stars just shooting out, just planning this, like, just shooting in this one area, like, but as I, obviously came to the truth, right, got or increased my knowledge, understanding the will, so I understand that those are the chariots of the Lord, right? Even though I've been to those chariots, but I still thought it was shooting stars. But now I realize, if I'm not mistaken, Elder, I'm about to drop by saying, ain't no such thing as shooting stars. Those are the chariots of the Lord, right? And they just leave that street, from amongst them when they going at that super high speed, right? But mind you, this night I seen like 8 to maybe 9 chariots just flying across the sky right in front of my face. Obviously, I'm in the car driving, but they doing it right in front of my face. It was like a show, an entertaining show, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, damn, it's crazy why there's so many shooting stars. But then years later, probably like a year, like 2-3 years later, I figured out that, those are chariots of the Lord, right? And not no shooting stars, right? But it looked just like this image, though. That's the crazy thing about it. It looked just like this image, right? You'll see one go by, disappear. A couple seconds later, you'll see another. Then you'll see like 2, 3, right? It was crazy. But, just getting back to the article, it says swarm of chariots, right? So-called UFOs seen hovering over a power station in Wyoming for more than a year, right? And, these angels, they're just scouting the land, right? Scouting the land, doing what the Heavenly Father have them to do, right, before they, destroy this land. Because, if you go into war with someone, you have to scout the land out first. You're not just going to make war with people, going in there blind. No, you got to scout the land. You got to see what's the best attack point, what should you come in at, things of that such, right? Because you go in there blind, even though the chariots, the Heavenly Father and, Yahweh shining angels, even though they can do it like that, but how does the Lord's work? The Lord working decently in order, right? So therefore, they're going to have a great plan to execute the judgment and the punishment and the destruction of America, aka Babylon the Great. Right. So let's say for more than a year, residents and law enforcement officials in Sweetwater County, Wyoming, have been reporting repeated sightings of strange flying objects over the high desert and near the Jim Bridger power plant. Right. Ain't no telling what. Obviously, they scout the land and things of that such, right? But ain't no telling what they doing over this power station, right? They could be planning on taking it out, and next thing you know, this whole county don't have electricity, whatever the case may be, right? It's a reason, to why they just flying over this power station. And I'm just speaking of it, man. I don't know what the Heavenly Father, how these angels doing, right? Just giving a assumption of however you want to put that, right? So let's say the unexplained activity has raised concern, curiosity, and ongoing questions as authorities struggle to determine exactly what is operating in the skies above the region. Strange lightning objects resembling drones have reportedly been seen over Sweetwater County, Red Desert, and the Jim Bridger power plant for at least 13 months, right? And they say local, man, y'all get the point. I ain't finna keep reading this whole article, right? Y'all see what's going on. But it's just crazy, though, because these are the signs, right? These are the signs that the Heavenly Father, right, warning us about, right? Just because we're in second Ezra, we'll go to it, right? It's second Ezra 9 and 1. It said, answer me then, and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that this is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world, which he made, right? And since we've been measuring the times, right? We know that we're in the end times, right? Due to what the signs, the prophecies, right? And seeing chariot sightings, seeing the men of the Lord on the highways and byways, seeing wickedness, evil, perilous, seeing all these things increasing is part of the signs, right? Killing, stealing, wickedness, baby speaking at 3 months, 4 months years old, and many more, right? Yahweh gave us a list in Matthew the 24th chapter, right? And things of that says that let us know that what that's down so like that his return is near, right? So verse 3 said, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and overs of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, right? For like as all that is made in the world at the beginning and an end, and the end manifest. And you got to know that in the end, that the end manifest. I'll finish off at verse 6. He said, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effect and signs, right? And that's how we know that at the end of this thing, because of the signs and the prophecies, right? That's why you got to be on your watchtower. That's why the Lord told us to watch and pray, right? And to be sober, because you have to see the signs, right? You have to see the prophecy. You got to know what's going on so the Lord don't come to you as a thief in the night, as He's going to do with majority of the world, right? But if you're on your watchtower, you know what's going on. The Lord ain't going to come to you to the thief in the night, because why? You're watching. You waiting on Him. Right, we the one that praying that He return and would destroy this place, right? So, I know I done brought out, multiple lessons about the chariot. So, honestly, I'm gonna just bring out, maybe 3, 2 to 4 more precepts, through the Lord's will, right? Just, because I done brought it up multiple times, man. We know that these the chariots of the Lord. I'm finna grab that real quick. in what is it, 2 Kings 2:11, right? It reads, and it came to pass as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both as under. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Verse 12 saying, and Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, my fire, my father, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more. And he took hold of his own clothes and rent them into pieces. And rent them into pieces. Right? So verse 12 how it says the chariot of Israel, right? And you seen how the chariot of fire, the horses of fire, they came and picked up Elijah. Right? He went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Right? So these are the chariots of Israel, right? And they scout the land, right? They are the most high eyes. So I'm gonna grab there real quick. But they scout the lands, and so they seeing what's going on, right? And making their plans accordingly, right? So this Second Chronicle, or reporting back to the Heavenly Father accordingly. So the Second Chronicle 16:9 said, for the eyes of the Lord Yahweh run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars, right? And this is talking about the angels, right? The angels are the angels are the eyes of the Lord. Hold on, Salakia. I'll be right back. All right, Salakia. I had to run outside and grab the groceries real quick, but I'm gonna start from the top. Well, Second Chronicles 16:9. He said, for the eyes of the Lord Yahweh run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars, right? And this is talking about the angels, right? The invisible angels, right? The ones that come as a form as a man, right? The humanoid angels, right? That it speaks about in Hebrews the 13th chapter. I think like the first 2 verses. So this Hebrews 1, verses 1-3. It said, let brotherly love continue. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby somehow entertain angels unawares, right? So you have to understand there's angels that come as a form as a human, right? Verse 3 said, remember them that are in bonds as bound with them, and them which suffer adversity as being yourselves also in the body, right? So he also has, angels that come as an appearance of a man, right? That you would never know, right? Your spirit might have a discernment, hold on, but you will truly never know, right, at that moment. So this Second Chronicles 16 verse 9, right? It's from the top. It said, for the eyes of the Lord Yahweh run to and fro throughout the whole earth. And it's, with the help of the angels, right? The angels is scouting the land. The angels are the Lord's eyes, right? So therefore they looking and watching and reporting everything back to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. All right, he said to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Right, even though we not perfect, our hearts and our minds are perfect towards him. Right. So herein thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars, right? And I just wanted to really bring across those 2 points, right? I done brought out how Yahushua returning back with the angels, right, with the chariots. It speaks about that in Revelation, the 1st chapter, verse 7, Revelation 17, 15th chapter, really throughout the whole Revelation, right? You got Zechariah, the 5th chapter, right? It refers to it as a flying robe, all right? And I was going to be a curse that goes forth over the face of the whole earth, because the chariots, right, is going to be a full out invasion, right? When they return, and, bring destruction upon, America the Great, aka Babylon, America, aka Babylon the Great, the heathens and things of that such. There's gonna be a curse upon the face of the whole earth because why they come back to destroy, right, and kill people, kill the wicked, kill the heathens, things of that such, right? So, I just want to touch upon that, man. And with that being said, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Once again, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Until next time, Shalom.